Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Kyrandis here. Welcome back to Black Desert Online. Today's video is very quick and short. It's just I grinded hardcore a few weeks ago and I made about 18 billion in about 6 days. A lot of people just kind of care about that big number, but not very many people kind of wonder like how that process came about. It basically boiled down to about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay a day. I only grinded that much silver in particular for the charity event because I was pushing hard for it. Got distracted on the last day by some things, and then I sort of lost a little bit of the goal. But in any case, it boiled down to about 18 billion in about 6 days. More accurately, it's about 14 billion. 18 was just a result because I pawned off of a Tet Tungrad earring for about 6 billion after tax. Subtract about 5, so left with about 13.5 to 14 billion in the course of 6 days. So that essentially boils down to about 2.5 billion to 2 billion a day. And how does that come about? Well, first of all, bartering itself kind of knocks out about 600 to 800 million a day. Just from doing that alone takes about 4 or 5 hours, potentially. 4 or 5 hours in the activity alone, spread throughout an 8-hour, 10-hour waking period. And then afterwards, I have about Imperials that I deliver to the NPCs each day. That's about 202 million, and by about the fifth, I want to say third, fourth, or fifth day. Anyways, like some days later, I think it was once or twice, I get a bonus of like 20-30 million, depending on what I do with the seals, whatever I feel like at the time. This was before bartering had the nerf as well for the charity event. Bartering did get a slight nerf recently, so you only make about 160 to 200 mil in the ocean, as opposed to like 200 to 240 mil, or like even up to 320 if you're lucky on a refresh. But bartering is very, again, like I said in my bartering video, it's very static money. You can literally count how much you get per refresh. There's no real like magical science or anything about it. It's just how well you do it and formulate a plan to lower the amount of travel time as possible from one place to the next and whatever, and how many items and whatever you can take along the way to clear all of it in one go. That's really all there is. There's no real secret to it. You just do it and you'll get it. And then so then you stack that on. So the Imperials is about 200 mil, about ascending like 202 guru boxes a day. So then that's about already at the 1 billion mark. It still leaves time and room for about I'll say I would allot about 1 to 1.5 hours for just AFK crafting to fulfill those guru boxes each day. And then I spend about 2 to 3 extra hours gathering itself. And that's pretty much about 170 mil to 150 mil per hour. I literally did all the math for this because some people were wondering, and they're like, what the hell, this is bullshit. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, you're either an idiot or you just don't know how to do math. So it boiled down to about 150 mil if I just pawned everything off the market after tax at the time of when I was selling all these things. So all the gem fragments, all the meat, all the dust, all the Kaffir stones, all the tradable items, everything. It boiled down to about 150 mil after tax if I just pawned it straight. But I didn't do that. I changed the meat into something else, crafted it into something more, and that pretty much turns into a delayed cash of about 250 mil per hour. So you multiply that by 3, you're looking at about 750 mil per hour delayed, or either that you can slice your profits in half if you just pawn it off on the market immediately, which results in another 300 mil, and we're already at the 1.4 to the 1.5 billion mark. Then I flip my farms a few times a day, and that's about like 120 mil there itself. So we're looking at 1.6, and then from fishing itself overnight, it's about another 60 to 80 mil. If I'm lucky with a prize fish, otherwise the relics itself already make up for about 30 to 40 mil. Well, I don't get about 30 to 40 mil worth of relics. It's 30 to 40 mil worth of fish plus relics. And that was outside, obviously, in Markorian Ocean, because that would be the fastest draw time over and over for the goods and whatever. And we're already close to about 1.7, 1.8 billion. And from there, it's just sometimes it was like enhanced for profit a little bit because Duo is free, and then sometimes it's not enhanced for profit, it's just destroy my shit. There was events going on for like Guardian level up, Succession level up classes, so that's like 15 mil here, 15 mil there. Do a few quests here and there, do some repeated dailies, and then rinse repeat the next day over, and that's pretty much 2.1 to 2.5 billion per day. RNG dictates a little bit over the cap, but it's like a minimum of close to 2 billion per day doing that every day in an 8 to 10 hour time span period throughout the day. And then the other time is obviously taking care of myself and whatnot. So that's the plan that I went through for 6 days straight. It was miserable because I played the game like a robot. Every day was like, this hour is for this, this hour is for this, this hour is for this, this hour is for this. And I did absolutely nothing else other than just grind for silver, and I really hated that. Okay, so, but it boiled down to I can make about 14 to 15 billion every 6 days if I really gave a damn. But I didn't find that to be enjoyable, so I didn't do that all the time, and now I'm back to a casual 4 billion per week. So it's like 1/3 of what I used to be making, and I'm okay with that. So that's it. That's this video. I hope you enjoyed this info session as to how the heck I make all this money. If you don't believe it, just go to my streams and look in the past broadcasts. I do all this stuff in plain sight. I just never count the silver because